Gavin Newsom's Crimefighter campaign implodes as residents LA County DA shred him over Prop 36 funding. So it's so funny watching this happen because Gavin Newsom, he's like he has to be anti-Trump so bad that on one hand he has to pretend like there is no crime in California, everything is great, and then on the other end, when Trump talked about coming in and bringing in the feds to clean up California and places like LA, he was like, no, we don't need their help. We can do it ourselves. I got this whole initiative and all these other things. So which one is it? Is crime a non-factor in California, or is it bad where they need the feds to come in and do something about it because you're not doing anything about it? This is crazy. He sidesteps a lot of these things. We're going to talk about it. We're going to show some clips. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from Red State, and they report that on Thursday, we brought you the story of how the Trump effect had made its way to Governor Gavin Newsom, as evidenced by his announcement of a law enforcement surge in California amid President Trump's emphasis on combating crime in blue cities and states across America. Interestingly, Newsom didn't say during the press conference on the surge why exactly it was needed in some of the cities he had previously assured us had experienced double-digit decreases in the crime rate in Los Angeles and San Francisco. See, that's what I'm talking about, of him talking on both sides of his mouth. First, he's saying, we don't need the feds here. Crime is down. Trump has lost his mind. He's just trying to come and take over these places. But crime is a non-factor now. And then on the other hand, he's talking about doing something about the crime. So it's so confusing. And when a reporter asked Newsom if initiating the surge meant he believed crime was an issue after all, despite his social media boasts of crime allegedly being down to a significant degree, Newsom stumbled through his non-answer before his handlers cut the briefing short, much like Joe Biden's handlers used to do to him. Something else Newsom has taken heat over in recent months from residents and district attorneys alike has been his refusal to fund Proposition 36, an anti-crime initiative voters overwhelmingly approved in 2024, but which Newsom opposed to the point he actually tried to have it removed from the ballot. Again, I told you guys, Democrat Party is pro-criminal. As we also reported, funding for it was left out on both of his budget proposals for this year, but in a last-minute move, he agreed with state legislative leaders in mid-June as part of a budget deal to partially fund it to the tune of $100 million, something Prop 36's proponents called a slap in the face, considering the cost for the measure was estimated to be around $400 million. Wow. On Thursday, however, fed up Los Angeles County residents who live in Torrance, California, blasted Newsom during a town hall meeting, shredding him for using hundreds of millions of dollars for his gerrymandering scheme, but not Prop 36. They said, quote, "I'm going to listen to the experts that are actually doing the work," said Arthur Shaper. They said, "We need $400 million. It's shameful for the governor to be pursuing, if I may be so bold, going after a redistricting effort for some political project when he needs to be reasserting and refunding our public safety needs. All of that money needs to be going towards public safety." I would agree, but he don't care about that. He cares about political power. He don't really care about helping the people. He said, quote, "That's our tax dollars and the things we are actually asking for," said Sandra Goez. "Why can't we get it done?" Again, we can't get it done because he don't care. It's obvious. The Los Angeles County District Attorney Nathan Hochman also sounded off, mocking Newsom's wacky new social media strategy and vowing to try to connect with him through it if it meant he'd approve more funding. Quote, "We will call him," Hawkman told Fox 11. We will send him social media. We will DM him. I'll say it right to the camera. Governor Newsom, if you're listening, get us this funding. Fox 11 asked Hochman if the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office can effectively carry out Proposition 36 without the funding some believe is necessary. He said, quote, "It's slower," Hochman said. "It's much slower. If the jails effectively have to be the treatment centers, they are not equipped fully to be proper treatment centers." And as me as someone who actually worked in a prison, I will say it's a lot of people with mental health issues in the prison system, and they do need a lot of treatment. Watch as the report also talks about the crime issues Torrance has dealt with in recent weeks, while Newsom has gone full-scale resistance leader, focusing more on his national ambitions than on the needs of Californians. Watch this clip. Here we go.
I don't know what the state's thinking.
LA County District Attorney Nathan Hochman not holding back.
You actually want to save lives, get us this funding.
Using an exclusive Fox 11 interview to pressure California Governor Gavin Newsom to fully fund Prop 36.
We will call him. We will send him a social media. We'll DM him. I'll say it right to the camera. Governor Newsom, if you're listening, get us this funding.
Last November, almost 70% of Californians voted in favor of Prop 36 and tougher penalties for theft and drug crimes. But critics argue the law is stalling out after the governor approved $110 million, far short of the $400 million supporters argue is needed. Without the funding, can you do what Prop 36 was voted on?
Slower. It's much slower.
They said we need $400 million.
In Torrance Thursday night, dozens of residents packed a Prop 36 town hall, angry at Sacramento.
That's our tax dollars and the things that we are actually asking for, so why can't we get it done?
Across Torrance in recent weeks, we've reported on break-ins, a South American crime ring using hidden cameras to target homes, and a 17-year-old shot and killed at a pool party.
It's shameful for the governor going after a redistricting effort, for some political project when he needs to be reasserting and refunding our public safety needs.
This country needs to wake up to
Governor Newsom Thursday ordering the California Highway Patrol to help local authorities across the state target criminals.
We're going to keep asking for that money.
So far in LA, the DA has filed about 3,000 Prop 36 cases.
The governor has a couple $100 million that he wants to spend on something. We'd ask him to spend it on getting us mental health and drug addiction beds in our community.
A spokesperson from the governor's office tells me tonight that public safety is bigger than Prop 36, saying that California has invested $1.7 billion in public safety. We're live in Torrance tonight. Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11 News.
They say they use over $1 billion. Why is crime still so bad then? Obviously what you're doing is not working. Hey, here's an idea, officials in Torrance. Here's an idea. Officials in Torrance should try to schedule a visit from Chinese President Xi Jinping. As we saw ahead of the APEC conference in San Francisco in 2023, that's about the only way, other than Trump shaming him on a national level, to get Newsom to do anything to actually get things cleaned up. That is a fact. We all remember when Xi Jinping went to San Francisco and they finally cleaned up the streets and got rid of the homeless and all of that stuff. And they asked, why now? Why haven't you done this beforehand? Why, when people was asking for you to clean up San Francisco? And he says, because he said, I'm paraphrasing, because we're having guests here. We want to make our city look nice. Like, so you do it for a Chinese president, but you won't clean it up for your own people. It goes to show that's exactly what Newsom is about. He cares only about him and his image. He really don't care about anything about actually helping people. But quote, I know folks are saying, oh, there's just cleaning up. Oh yeah. So this is the quote. Here we go. This is the quote that he said. I know folks are saying, oh, they're just cleaning up the place because all those fancy leaders are coming to town. That's true because it's true. That's what he said. That's what he said. Oh my gosh, man. The Democrat Party has never been less popular as voters reject its globalist agenda. That's true. Like, the Democrats are super duper unpopular now. But the crazy thing is they're pretending that they're screaming and they're yelling and they're saying all these things like they are actually they have the majority backing them when they actually don't. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And they continue to push this wacky agenda that nobody cares about. But that's the Democratic Party. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.